Alright, so this video is going to be kind of all over the place, but that's because I have quite a few things to address. Number one, yesterday's video. I don't understand why everyone would think that I would be completely unbiased. I got onto the YouTube boxing scene because of KSI. My only involvement during the Joe Weller fight was to help KSI prepare for Joe Weller in any way that I could help him. It wasn't for my own fight, it wasn't for my own channel, like stuff like that. It was just to help him out. So I see myself as a part of JJ's camp. Even if it's minor, I'm still staying in contact with them, and I'm not sure if you know, but my day job is being an instructor. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get on this card to compete, but that wasn't my main goal. And honestly, even during the event and leading up to it, my nerves were actually around Deji and KSI fighting and helping them succeed. Also, I'm not gonna give you a complete analysis on JJ's performance and even Logan's performance because of the rematch. To be honest, if there was no rematch and JJ was not going to be fighting Logan again, I wouldn't withhold anything, if that makes sense. Also, addressing or acknowledging the fact that if there was another round, he probably could have finished him is irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. This conversation is held in all sports. It doesn't change the outcome. We still accept the outcome, but it does matter in terms of talking about the competition itself. And also the street fight thing. I didn't mean literally a street fight, guys. I'm a mixed martial artist. I do martial arts that involves all aspects of fighting. I didn't mean literally a street fight. I was talking about in terms of the 10-point must rule, in terms of winning rounds. No one judges a street fight off of rounds. They judge it off of the collective fight. But the reason I wanted to bring up the comments is because I'm someone who reads my comments and addresses them. At least a lot more than most people, especially Adam Saleh. There were some talks about us fighting and commotion going back and forth in the first fight. We've already talked about this, but I feel like I wanted to make an official video to see if he's gonna respond to it or not. Because if I make it, because all of his comments are saying that we should fight. He made a video calling out Jake Paul, talking about who his next opponent is.
So Jake Gibbs, or whatever the Saudi Arabian kid's name, Joe Weller, let me know what's up.
And his own fans are even saying, why is he calling out Jake Paul or Joe Weller or someone who isn't as experienced in boxing? Fighters should fight fighters. People who've competed before should fight other people who've competed before. I mean, you don't see me calling out Jake or anyone like that. It just doesn't make sense. Number one, I'm clearly too irrelevant, not big enough to fight Jake anyways. And even if I was at this level, it doesn't really make sense. Now, I didn't want to do this because I still really want my MMA match with PJ over at Flow on the card, because I think that would be a very good MMA match with him, his specialty being in jiu-jitsu and my specialty being in striking. I think that would be a great show and super awesome on the undercard. But if that's not able to happen, this fight with Adam Saleh makes the most sense. I feel like he's just ignoring it and ignoring me because I'm a smaller YouTuber, but my numbers right now are doing pretty good. And obviously my name in the boxing YouTube world matches right up with his. I just want Adam to address this. His fans, all of his YouTube comments are saying it. I'm getting tagged and stuff every single day, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know how he can keep up saying that he wants to compete with someone and saying all these names and stuff like that and saying he's the KO King, he's gonna show everybody. And then yet I show my skills on the card and he's just completely ignoring. It's clearly not working because people are onto him, his fans are onto him. Hopefully this will get him to say something. And I have a feeling that he's gonna talk about height and weight. I walk around at 170 pounds, 175 pounds. I moved up to 192, I got all the way up to 197. Just for this competition. I'm kind of liking the weight I'm at with like 188, between right around 190. I kind of want to walk around that for a while until I get older. But for a match, I'm 100% down to cut all the way down to 160. The lowest I could dry out to is 155 if he really wanted to push it. But we could easily meet at 160 or 165. I'm not sure his walk around rate. He seems like a pretty solid dude, so I don't see why that would be an issue. Number two, experience is not an issue. I clearly not more experienced than he is. That was my first boxing match, amateur, any level. I've only sparred in a boxing ring like 3 or 4 times. I've had 2 amateur kickboxing matches that you've seen on my YouTube channel, and I've had 3 MMA fights. One of which happened like almost 8-9 years ago that I can't find the footage for, or I don't think the footage even exists anymore, and the 2 that you've seen. So weight should not be an issue, and neither should experience. So unless he just wants to say that I'm not big enough, or at least hide behind that fact, I guess. But if you guys really want to see this and make it happen, then you're gonna have to help me out. Not obviously by getting me subs and stuff like that, but just by pushing it like you are on social media and keep tagging him and so. Honestly, I'd much rather have the fight with PJ in the rematch for MMA. He deserves it. We deserve this. I like PJ. This whole thing with Adam, I feel like I'm pulling teeth, and I feel like he's not even respecting the fact that I'm on the same level in terms of this YouTube scene. So whatever. But I will have to address it. You guys are asking for it. You guys are talking about it. I want to address it. I'm 100% down to box Adam Saleh on the next YouTube card. Now, to be honest, I thought this whole YouTube boxing thing was a little cringy at first, but Joe Weller started saying hey, I'm the #1 boxer on YouTube, I'll take on anybody. And I was like, hey, I'll box you, like jokingly and stuff like that. Adam got weighed in originally back then, but they kept it in the YouTube scene, and so has JJ. He kept it in the YouTube scene, and now Logan is saying that he wants to take on actual UFC fighters. I just made a video recently. I thought about maybe he was saying that he wanted to compete in the UFC like CM Punk did. He could find a fighter, but compete with actual UFC fighters, people who are in the top 15. That's insane. I understand that he's doing it for the hype and it makes sense, but to take on someone like Sage Northcutt, who is a striker and has had trouble with grapplers, and Logan maybe thinks he's a wrestler. I don't even know what he's thinking, to be honest. Maybe he's just looking for a sweet payday, I guess, but crossing it is a little much in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't even do that because I understand his levels to this and I'm nowhere near in that level. Funny thing though, I actually was just talking to Sage's younger brother. I follow him on Instagram because Sage has a karate background like me, and I've known Sage of him for a while, and I followed him. We never met each other, but I actually was gonna set up a time soon to go down to Sage's camp. I wanted to go down there and do some MMA training with them, with the whole team, and just kind of get beat up for some good content, and obviously for good training for me. It's great training for me. I love the experience, I love the education, and then you guys get to see it, and it's a super awesome content, and it's good for them as well, obviously. But now I think I'm gonna have to make this trip a little bit sooner, seeing that Sage has started a little conversation with Logan. Be on the lookout, because I definitely am looking forward to do some cross training with some high level people, and that's kind of like my goal for my next venture with all this YouTube boxing stuff. The direction of my channel, I want to be able to interact and train more with higher level people and share that content with you. So yeah, to conclude this video, if you want to make the fight happen, it's got to be the people. You guys got to make it happen. So I've officially received the files and the footage for my fight. I can't upload it until tomorrow, so I'm going to do a reaction video tomorrow of my fight, and at the same time I'm going to be launching my online coaching website. Again, the website is where you can see my favorite techniques, my favorite go-to stuff, and then it's a way for you guys to interact with me. You can get some Skype sessions, some privates and stuff like that. It's going to be fun. Oh yeah, and last thing, Joe said he wanted me to fight JMX. This is another good point. JMX was trained by Leon and Vidal. I would never fight anyone that they're training. We're literally the same team. I was like rooting for JMX. You guys have to understand, I'm in phase, I'm separate, but a big part of me is a part of that team. So anyone on their team is a part of my team too. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Leave a like and subscribe. Oos.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, oh my God. Watch me run the game, y'all just commentate from the side. I'm like, oh God, oh my God. Everything I do, you know I do it for the squad.